the HBCUs were shut down after this had happened because of the threats that they were getting. You know, before they found out it was one of theirs. I don't know what insane mind would make them think it was one of us.
We minding our business.
We ain't
got nothing to do with it.
Ain't got shit to do with shit.
Somehow, we just get targeted.
Okay. Welcome to the Uncultured Roots podcast. Welcome back to the Uncultured Roots podcast. I'm Brother 17.
It's your man, Bud. It's man, it's your man, HM Hersham. What up?
And this your man, G Fly. What up, though, my babies?
Hello, okay.
I forgot I was training my boy, you know. Had to get him ready for last night. So.
Oh, my God. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Fly's right. He's a comedian on the show. He says the least, but he picks his spots.
Yeah, you got comedic timing, man.
You missed your calling, man.
Ain't too late.
No, it's not really. You know,
you be old as however you want to be. Right. You be a comedian.
You know,
and funny.
And y'all all right. You know, I'm the one that's got the most gray in the group.
Yeah, gray don't matter.
No, it don't. Because
I got the most years.
You got me by a couple months. Shut up.
I got you though.
All right, old ass motherfucker. Shit. All right. Oh, there she go.
She trying to jump on the show.
I know. How's y'all week, man? Well, how's y'all weeks? We ain't been on in a minute.
Yeah. Got no complaints. Other than the crazy world around me, but as far as my immediate, everything's been good.
Yep.
Blessed.
Yeah, me too, man. It's just been smooth sailing this week. I was kind of like, what is this?
It's not normal.
Yeah, well, it's about to be a completely twist for what we about to get into. So, yeah, we've been gone for a minute, so we just gonna get right into the show. Obviously, we've all heard about the passing of Charlie Kirk, and if you've seen the video online, it's pretty horrific.
Yeah,
it's. I don't
like the internet.
Yeah, and you know, Twitter is, or X or whatever the hell you call it, it's gonna be Twitter to me.
Yeah, that's the worst one.
His daddy named Twitter. I'm calling Twitter.
Yeah, it's the wild, wild west of what's going on.
That's the worst. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
so when it happened, like it was just like back to back.
Yeah,
and then the people commenting, like I had to turn it off. Like,
yeah,
it was kind of crazy.
So before we go any further, you know, what were your initial thoughts after it happened when you first found out that it happened?
First, I remember seeing him like a couple times, but I didn't really know who he was, so I kind of went back and did some research.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I didn't agree with like most of what he said. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
But as far as like, he didn't deserve that. You know what I'm saying? He didn't deserve to get taken out like that.
Okay.
Yeah, me, it's the same thing. I kind of scroll past and, you know, seeing them in passing here and there. And I kind of just was like, the way I found out I was on Twitter, and people kept talking about this Charlie guy. And I'm like, who? Like, I know I've seen him before, but I didn't put the name with the face.
Mm-hmm.
So when they were like, oh, this, they was just saying all this stuff was going on. I'm like, what in the world is this?
Yeah.
So I hit the trending, went into the trending thing, and then I saw that the whole graphic stuff going on. I'm like,
Yeah.
wow,
Yes.
that's crazy.
Graphic. What I didn't like is the people who was trying to spin it and say it's liberals and Democrats, like they
Black
sent
people.
like they sent a sniper to take this dude out, or they told somebody on the internet to go do something to him or something. Like where did this rhetoric come from?
Well, and that's the main thing I wanted to touch upon. Whereas here in one of the whitest states in the country, in Utah, you look at the crowd, it's all white folks. It's only like 10 black people in Utah, and half of them play for the Jazz. So what are we talking about? They ain't do it. You know what I'm talking about? Like, so that's how I knew when I figured out the location and the place and where it was and all that. I'm like, whew, I knew it wasn't us immediately. I knew it wasn't us.
Yeah.
Off top.
Yeah.
And that's not me being insensitive to his death. You got to understand, in this life, I forgot who made the quote and I have to go back and look it up. In this life, there are no permanent friends, no permanent enemies, only permanent interest. And last time I checked, everybody got a permanent interest in staying alive and surviving. Now, the governor himself of Utah, he even said it himself. Man, I was hoping it wasn't one of us. He said it in the press conference. I saw it. And I'm like, he said out loud what we collectively.
Comfortably.
Yeah.
Just smooth as hell.
What I didn't get after, like you kept seeing like online this chant, white man fight back. I'm like, who are you fighting back against? Like,
exactly.
It's the same people.
Exactly. It's y'all. The call, what they say, the call coming from inside the house.
Yeah.
It's y'all. And so I'm with you. Before any of the information came out, and obviously the shooter name is the alleged shooter's name is Tyler Robinson, 22-year-old white kid.
Yeah.
Christian white kid.
Yeah, from a Republican family.
Trump supporter, right?
Well, they're not clarifying if he was a Trump supporter, and they're also not saying he was a registered Republican. I don't think he was any of those things. Was. Okay. But his whole family, including the interview his grandmother gave, was like, I don't know no Democrats. We all Republicans. So that was the game right there.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay.
So before they even knew who the shooter was, they came out saying
leftist
liberals. Y'all did this
and you know why?
Because I dangerous and is yeah.
Look, I read into the psychology of it. Why would you assume that? Why would you assume it was the left? Because you knew what he was promoting wasn't right. You knew what he was talking about and who he was attacking. You knew who he was antagonizing. Why would you assume it was the left? Because you knew he was going at them.
Well, that's long-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
It's the easiest thing to reach for. It's like, this is where he stood. This is where the quote-unquote op stood. It must have been an op.
Right.
Yeah.
But they're trying to make him seem like he was some type of saint. He was some type of, they keep talking about his Christian values and all of this, but it's like you're ignoring the teachings of Jesus. Do you think Jesus would have been out there talking the way he was talking? If you believe or even read that Bible that y'all so-called prop up and promote?
Yeah, that's the thing that I was talking about when I'll talk about it with people. It was like, if Jesus was here, he wouldn't be going for this, because it's like, it's not about being divisive, against one another.
Right.
So it made me feel like maybe it's two different. It's like two different type of Christianities going on in here. You know what I mean? It's one where it teaches about being Christ-like and not, bringing harm to anybody else and being divisive. And then this one is like, it's, be Christ-like, except against, when we go against these people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's my personal issue with religion, is because people spin it to their benefit. Like everybody don't follow, even if it's the same religion, they don't follow it the same. People spin it to benefit them how they want to benefit them and fit their lifestyle. So it's,
that's what,
and they just use it as a tool to, persuade other people, and you know what I'm saying. So
it's similar to how people had got a bad taste in their mouth about Islam. Because of what happened with 9/11. And Islam don't teach us that. It don't teach that.
It don't.
Exactly.
So, you're right about that. People do spend it. And that's the I agree with you totally. That's the part I don't like either. It's like, where do people get off, getting in there, twisting stuff up and making up stuff? I just know God be sitting up there like, man, y'all just lying on me down there.
Well, I also
lying on me.
I'm not being controversial when I say this, but it's religion's fault. It's religion's fault. And I'll say why it's religion's fault. Most of those books are written very vaguely. The only thing, at least in the Bible, I can't speak too much about the Quran, about the 10 Commandments. Like, those are straightforward.
Straightforward, yeah.
Straightforward. That's about as straightforward as you're going to get out of that book. Everything else is allegories and metaphorical stories of what may or may not have transpired. And so you interpret the writings, you interpret all of these things. Some are, I would like to call, a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because if it was written so long ago, and someone who's a true believer in the faith and who has absolute faith may be reading this book and say, I'm going to make this prophecy come true, and maybe working towards actually fulfilling said prophecy, as opposed to it happening on its own, if it's supposed to, if you believe. So when they talk about in Revelations, talk about the end of days, don't get me wrong. I read the book of Revelations as a child. And when I tell you a lot of the stuff that I read in Revelations, I see proof today. I see these things taking place today. Okay. So that's why I'm like, now, wait a minute. Is it because this stuff was written so long ago and the people at the top, the people who got the power to be able to control society, say we want to make this come to reality? Is that what's happening? Or are we going by a more faith basis of like, we don't have any control over it. It's in the hands of the almighty creator, and this was going to happen regardless.
So you're saying, is it fate, or are people just following the story?
Yes.
How it's written.
And that's why I blame religion. That's why I blame religion about it being vague. Okay. This is why I'm not a religious person, but I am a believer. I have faith.
Well, as far as it being vague, it's written so long ago by different type of people. That's how, how mostly sometimes you have to find a Bible that you can read it and understand it, because it's written in the way it was written back then.
I forgot about the translation. The translations get misconstrued. You're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah. Yep.
So, it's written how they taught back then. So it might seem straightforward to somebody who was from back then, and now it's like,
that's true.
It's a little bit different. But that's why, most people, they got to pray for discernment to have an understanding of what they feel like the text is trying to say.
Okay. Well, with that being said, I'm going to do something I never do on this show, and I'm going to partially retract what I just said about blaming religion completely.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm not one of those people that are so stuck in their ways that when I hear new information, I just completely discount it or just say, no, it's not. And that's, don't give me, look, we stand in the orbit. A lot of people in religious circles feel that way.
Yeah.
Any new information being presented to them? No. It doesn't line up with.
Don't even consider it.
Don't even consider it. So I'm not.
I can understand how you could be like, are people trying to make this happen or they follow? But I think of it like this. As far as human behavior is concerned, I don't think too much change.
I can agree with that.
So, of course, it could be easy to predict that, these things are going to happen based on actions here, how people been acting throughout history so far. And, well, it's going to keep going on this trajectory until something happens.
Yeah, you're right. Because evil has always existed. But then again, evil and good are both subjective words. So it may be evil in one person's eyes, may be good in another person's eyes. And that's what makes this life so damn complicated.
So complex, yeah.
Well, I don't know. Because true evil, you could feel it. You know it don't feel good in your spirit. You feel in your spirit that it ain't good.
I can agree to that to a certain extent. What I guess the perspective in which I'm coming from was, and I'm not saying this about Charlie Kirk, so do not get this misconstrued for anybody watching this. I'm saying in general, if somebody did something to your mama and then you went and took vengeance upon that,
right?
People who don't understand what transpired prior may only see you as the evil person. When in your mind, oh no, I'm just getting you back for what you did to somebody I love. This is even. Yeah. This isn't evil in my justification. In my eyes, this isn't evil. Yeah. I'm just paying you back.
Right. And then, like, okay, as far as like your faith.
Yeah.
In human thought process, just a human thought process and laws and principle. It's two different things. Like faith will tell you, it's gonna come around. You don't have to do anything.
Right.
God handles that for you. Exactly. And then human principle will tell you, oh man, I gotta slide.
I gotta get back. I can't wait that long.
Yeah. And,
you're right.
Some of us fall into that. You know what I mean? This is where we not perfect comes into play. You know
exactly.
What I mean? But it's two different things. Evil, you like true evil. You know, is like you could feel it. When it's good, when things is true, it's pure, it's good. You could feel that too.
Yeah, I can honestly say, there have been some rooms I have walked in and could sense pure evil on a person. And I have kind of, I either just kind of retreated or just kind of tried to move away,
steer clear
from those people and don't even want to be anywhere in their vicinity. Matter of fact, I don't even want to make eye contact with them for the simple standpoint of, I know what you want. I can sense it. I can feel it from here. If you want to talk about the third eye, the pineal gland, whatever, I can sense it. I can feel it. And so I know exactly what you're talking
about.
Feel
that energy.
You can feel it. And like I said, I've seen a few people who I'm like, you probably got a couple bodies on you. Like I'm just kind of staying away from you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Whether they wear the traditional thug garb or the business suit garb. I've sensed it from both.
That's clairvoyance and discernment.
Yes, absolutely. So I agree 100% with what you're talking about in that regard. So we're gonna keep this moving forward because I don't want to get into a big whole uproar about religion and everything else. And I don't know if I've ever stated it on the show before, but I don't have a religion. I was raised, my family is Christians. And they're they go to church, they're faithful, they're loyal, they're not without their faults like any other Christian on this planet or any other person from any religious organization. There's no person on this planet without their faults, but they're loyal and they're faithful. And I know for a fact, the only reason I'm alive today is because of their prayers. Praying for me when I'm out here in these streets, when I was out here, when I was younger, moving a little different, and still today, to this day. So I may not be a religious person, but I'm not blind to what I've seen with my own eyes. Now, the reason I say I'm not religious is purely from a more man-made perspective of I don't necessarily trust every single pastor. I don't trust every head honcho of the church, or I don't. That's what I'm getting at. Okay,
yeah,
that's my whole thing.
Yeah, I don't subscribe as a religious person. I'm a God believer.
There you go. That's me.
I don't believe because, like you just said, like man can make all kind of things up. I mean, man took things out the books out the Bible.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, when you look at the original Ethiopian Bible, it was 88 books, and they reduced it down to 66. So
yeah, I mean, you know, they say, they talk about the Book of Enoch and all these other books.
They're missing from
exactly.
I mean, I think one of the easiest things to see that something has been taken out is, you look at Jesus' story, and you see him as a young person and like younger, and then he disappear,
reappear as a grown adult.
Yeah. It's like what happened to him all the other years.
Yeah.
But,
you saying too much, Fly. Saying too much.
It ain't nothing that ain't out here.
No, I know.
The thing is, nobody talks about it. Nobody says too much about it.
Yeah.
But it's out here to see.
Yeah.
And the real, it's just, you just got to look at, I always tell people, man, you just got to look around and listen.
Yeah.
And question and ask questions. Like, okay, what's up with that?
Yeah, exactly.
And like you were saying, like my family's the same. I got a lot of families deep into church, Christian, and it's just like it feel like they kind of blindly just follow it. You know what I'm saying? That's the part I don't really like.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I know some of my family watch this, so I'm not. I don't want to. I'm definitely not trying to rub y'all the wrong way. Okay,
exactly.
I love all my family. I love my family, y'all family. I love them all. Okay, I don't want to rub nobody the wrong way. And no,
and I don't think it should rub anybody the wrong way. I identify as Christian, but I am a Christian, but I look at it. I don't look at it as religion. I look at it like I'm a God.
Spiritual relationship.
Like I'm a God believer.
Yeah,
but people shouldn't be feeling away. Because you got your own walk.
Yeah,
and you gonna have to have your own relationship.
That's true.
Right.
That's true. Like I said this the other day on my TikTok. Like, man, we all gonna leave this place, and we all gonna be judged whether you believe or not. We all gonna be judged, and that goes for the people who don't believe. That's okay. That's fine. I just personally have what I've said before, and I'll continue to say it as long as I'm alive. I just truly believe that you cannot live life in such a way that when people, I won't say celebrate or cheer, but when people look forward to your passing, am I supposed to feel bad about the life you lived? I think it says more about the life you live. So what I'm getting at is, I always looked at it, there has to be some type of consequence for a person that just does nothing but pure evil on this earth. For a person that doesn't try to help people, that always try to put people down. And again, I'm not talking about Charlie Kirk. I'm talking about human beings in general. There has to be some sort of, that's why I say I'm a believer. There's got to be some consequence there's got to be something for a person who does right in his life, and then a person who does wrong in his life. And even people like myself, I would consider myself in this group, who are on the middle ground, who I've tried to do what's right, but I have done things that have been wrong. And I'm not going to sit up here and say I haven't, but I've never done things that's wrong to where I'm like, I'm trying to put down an entire group of people. I've never tried to, unalive nobody. Never tried to cause harm to nobody outside of self-defense. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to sit here and you look at the 7 deadly sins. I'm guilty of a few of them. You look at the 10 commandments. Well, We'll see. You know, I've never, I'm just saying, you know, I'm not, but I can admit that about myself. And most people will not do that. They will not do that service to themselves. They will not look themselves in the mirror and just keep it a buck with themselves. But then when I go out in this world and try to hold other people accountable and tell them to keep it a buck with themselves when you won't even do it yourself. So, you know.
Man, I don't listen, man. It's somebody who's watching. Not everybody watching, but there's somebody who is watching. And you know, and that's on you. That's something you gotta look at yourself and figure those things out. You know?
Like I'll before we move on, I just want to share a story. And this happened to me recently. And while we talking about this, I just want to be honest. I don't mind putting this out there publicly because I told this to my kids this week. I had to put myself in check the other day. Monday, I had put myself in check. Coming home from work, coming off the freeway, there was a panhandler. You know how to be standing on the side on service drive sometime. And my issue was, at this point in my life, because of I read a lot of history, and my views have been skewed. I will say this honestly. Dude was white. I said, I ain't helping no white person. So I drove past him. And I swear, as soon as I got to the next light, that second voice in my head say, D, you know you wrong for that. You know that was wrong.
He was convicted.
You knew that was wrong. Why did you do that? And I felt that way driving all the way home. And I'm just like, damn it. I knew within my soul, I don't know if it was my soul talking to me or something. Something was talking to me, telling me you knew you was wrong for that. You knew you was wrong. And so I vowed to myself, I said, okay, if I see him there tomorrow, I will help him. If I see him there tomorrow when I'm driving home from work, if I get another chance and I see him, I will help him. Tuesday came. He was there. So here's that moment. Here's that moment of clarification. Did you just say it just to say it? Or was you real about what you was talking about? Did you mean it? Did you really feel bad? I reached in my wallet and I pulled out a $5. I said, here, man. I was in the middle lane. He was, over the edge. So there's the far lane. I'm in the middle lane. And, I didn't want him to get hit by traffic trying to come on, but I'm like, here, bro, I got you. Same guy. And I felt so much better afterwards. I felt so much better driving away. Because I think, because I'm a believer in God and because I was having that conversation with myself, I think maybe God heard me say, okay, I'm going to test you. I'm going to test you if you really believe that. I'm going to see if you really feel that again.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I've never seen him there before 2 days in a row like that. That was a little unusual. So that's why I'm like, and before, I've seen him there before, but never had the opportunity to actually give him money because I never stopped close enough to him. And by the time I drive past him, the light's already green. I can't stop and hold up traffic to try to give him money. So this was the situation where this is the time where I stopped close enough to be able to help him, and I chose not to. And said, if I get another chance, I'm going to do that. And ironically, I got stopped in the same damn place, same spot the next day. That's when I knew, oh, hell no. No, here you go. I got you, bro. Because I don't want to have that conflict with myself anymore. This is where I just gave a story to where my prejudice got the best of me. And I can say this honestly. So going forward, it's like I'm checking myself like, nah, we ain't doing this no more.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, that's real. Most
he
people won't do that. They just,
I know.
I think some people who don't have that.
Yeah. They know it's wrong, and they just
some people
don't feel no type of way.
Probably
that just show you a good person.
Yeah,
that you even feel some type of way.
I think that God was he was trying to teach you a lesson and build your heart and see where your heart was at.
I think so too.
He was like, "This is my son. I'm gonna see what he gonna do."
Yeah, I have my own problems. Okay, I'm not perfect in this world, and I know I'm not. And that's why I don't mind saying this publicly because, you know, we're going to get back to the Charlie Kirk thing, but I know, like I've said before, when anybody jumps online, whether they do a podcast, a show like this, or they make TikTok videos or any type of content you put out there on the internet, it is a reflection of yourself. And when you leave this earth, that is what you are going to be remembered by. So that is why I'm very aware. I'm very conscious of the content that I try to put out here. And I don't mind making public my struggles that I battle with myself about, because it's like, bro, I'm not perfect. And I know there are millions, if not billions, of other people that go through the same exact stuff that I'm going through. It's just a lot of people don't feel brave enough to have these conversations. And maybe that is my purpose in life. And I'm not sure. I don't know what my purpose is, because I've been struggling for 38 years trying to figure out why the hell am I here?
Yeah.
And so at this point, it's like, fine, I don't mind bearing it all for the world to see. For what? It doesn't matter. Because when I go and my kids look back and reflect and be able to look at their dad and say, this is who he was. The good, the bad, the otherwise. This is exactly what I say in my family. I don't want no funeral. Judge me. Just say everything. Don't just talk good about me when I pass.
Let me tell you, you bring that story up, boy, that's right on time. Because what reminded me of something was when you was like, you got your own issues, so you decided to help this person. Now, for like a month, I've been waking up like 3 in the morning. Don't know why, but I just be waking up at 3. I'm supposed to be getting up at 4, but I be getting up at 3 for some reason. Today I woke up at 3. Someone told me read a passage of the Bible about being a stewardess, good stewardess. And I can't remember the scripture I read, the name of the scripture, where it's at in the Bible. But it was saying, you know, the more you give on the others, more God give on to you. So that's crazy you brought that up. That how you help that guy right there. It's right on time. I read that on everything. No cap. I read that this morning. So take that as you will. Take that as you will.
And that's great to hear. I also want people to, and that's great. I mean, we ain't gonna talk about my waking up schedule because I gotta be to work at devil's o'clock. But I didn't say, I'm not talking about you guys, but anybody watching, I'm not saying that story just to show that I help the homeless when I can, because I do it way more. I never say a word about it. I don't take my phone and record myself doing it, or I don't do any of that type of stuff. I'm just sharing a story about a struggle that I had to fight within myself this week. And then I'm still having that struggle because of the passing of Charlie Kirk, because I didn't agree with shit that he said. I didn't like a damn thing that came out of his fucking mouth. And yet I'm being tested in a way where it's like, okay, I'm not going to bash this dude, whether publicly or otherwise, because I don't believe in pissing or shitting on somebody's grave. You know, once you gone, you gone.
Right.
But we all have to be responsible and held accountable for the life that we lived. And so, like The Rock's daughter, for example, like she getting backlash for what she said. And I'm going to try to look this up right quick. She's getting backlash for, I'm trying to look at the quote that she said. She basically said something to the effect of, you know, if you didn't live a life that was kind, how are people going to be kind to you in death? Something like that. I'm paraphrasing. You know, and that makes a lot of sense. And she's getting criticism for that. And it's like, well, what did she say that was wrong? Nothing she said was wrong.
I don't think it's about what she said was right or wrong. I think people are in their feelings right now for what happened, and they kind of just lashing out at anybody who not on the
who's not right. Yeah.
All right, so
because even he used to. I mean, I saw clips where he said, you know, he don't have empathy for people.
Exactly. You know? I got a clip in his own words that of things that he said, so I'm gonna play that later on in the show.
Yeah.
In his own words, It's like, come on, man. And people say, well, you cherry picked it. You took it out of context and this, that, and the third. Okay. But you still said the shit. Why are you talking like that? You know, and again, you can hear for yourself. But this one, we're gonna
this why I say about him, like, just like everybody here, I don't agree with what he's saying. You know what I mean? When he passed, and I did any more research and seen more things that he has said, I didn't get mad. I didn't feel like going on my social media accounts and say anything about him. I just was like, at this point, what is there to say?
Yeah, exactly.
About him that's negative. Right. Because now, I mean, I can't judge you.
Right.
You about to get judged for real, for real. You know what I mean? Like, I can't say what I'm gonna say. Right. Except for I didn't agree with what he's saying, and this is an example of if you put certain type of energy out there, you're gonna attract that energy. You're gonna somehow bring it to your doorstep somehow. You know what I mean? Is it right? Nah, you know what I mean? I don't agree with some, like, one, I don't agree with shooting them. You know what I mean? If anything, man, if you got an issue with him, you could debate him. He was okay with that.
Yeah, he would debate with anybody.
Yeah, he lost quite a few of them, but
yeah. Or, knuckle up. You know what I mean? Like, if it come to that, but shooting them and then putting it on social media. Now, this is the part where everybody else have to take accountability. Like, y'all don't have to. Like, I understand y'all want likes, y'all wanted all that type of stuff. Y'all didn't have to put that stuff up there and have that thing circle around everywhere.
It's just like lack of humanity. It's just
and people are getting like desensitized with seeing stuff like
exactly.
This. Yeah, I will say, but he did make a statement where he said he think public executions should be out there, and for kids as low as 12 to be able to witness it, it should be televised. These are things he said out of his own mouth, and ironically, that's the name of today's episode. It's called "The Power of the Tongue."
I was just about to say that. Oh, he's a Christian.
I don't think
he knows. I think he knows that. Like,
I don't think he was stupid. I think he knew the risk that he took saying a lot of the stuff. He just made peace with it. Like,
I mean that could be one possible thing.
Yeah.
Or my thoughts are completely different. I just think a lot of people, and it doesn't matter the race. I mean, I just think a lot of people walk around here thinking they can't be touched. I think a lot of people get online and talk a lot of shit and don't realize that there are consequences for what you say, because you sitting up here doing all this typing in the safety of in the comfort of your own home. Now, the difference with Charlie Kirk is he was out there debating people out in the public.
Here, so
he was out there. I'll give him his props
got to know the risk. I mean, they tried Trump, so he ain't got near the security Trump got. So I think he had to be.
But we
whatever happens, but I'm gonna ride this train. So
that too, and
that's a crazy thing, because people just out here just like, hey, whatever comes, I'm just gonna say whatever. That's crazy, just for to get notoriety. And is it really worth that?
The love of money. Hey, if this is what's gonna get you money, it's no different from people. Well, no, it is different. Like people who be trolling online. Y'all know who you are. You just be trolling online looking for engagement. Just saying the most reckless, off the wall shit just because you trying to get your numbers up, because you trying to get that money.
Yeah, see, this even with us doing this podcast, I was never a fan of us trying to do that.
No,
because I feel like one, you know what I mean, it's a short run. You know what I mean, and you got to keep on trying to keep up with this persona if you do that. And two, this internet thing's forever, because once somebody downloaded, they could try to scrub the internet. It's already downloaded.
No, it's there. And
that's
no
how
matter,
I feel. I mean,
no
just
matter,
even the step away from this.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about girls who do OnlyFans and stuff. Like you gonna make it to where it's gonna be hard for you to pivot when you decide that you want to pivot.
So yeah, make
It's
sure
gonna
that's
be
what you want on your resume before you do it.
because you can decide. I'm gonna change my life, and you can absolutely change your life around. Got a whole different point of view. You done grown up spiritually, mentally, and everything. You a
But you
whole
can't
different type
escape
of
your
person.
past.
Yeah.
But somebody who done bought your content, you go for a job interview, and they gonna be laughing behind your back, looking at your content like this is her.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
this is to all the fathers. Have these conversations with your daughters. Because, my daughter's 8, so I can't really have this conversation just yet. But as she gets older and God willing, I'm still around. Yeah, I have a very long conversation with her, explaining to her all the various points of view of a man that a woman can't teach you.
Yeah. It's not even about talking about bashing anybody. It's just you gotta figure out what mean the most to you and having values that mean something. Like you gotta have something to stand on that's real, bro.
Absolutely.
Foundation.
Yeah, man, you gotta stand on something real because I mean, you go in and you make it about money and you just gonna throw away everything else. Like I said, when you decide to change and do something else, they not gonna let you forget that.
No, hell, look at Chris Brown, for example. They still bring up him and that Rihanna shit all these years later for one mistake that he made, whether it's a mistake, heat of the moment, whatever. They never let that shit die.
Yeah. Anything that you said that you slightly change your position, they gonna bring it up and remind you. Remember you said this?
And I gotta answer to all of that because there may be things I have said on the show in the past, and you say, "Well, look at this clip. You said that." Yeah, and my response: "That's where I was at that time. That don't mean I'm still there."
That's why.
That's why I don't like
that door open. That's why I always leave that door open because I'm like, I change. I change in a month.
Exactly. That's why the cancel culture stuff is so stupid because
it's stupid.
People evolve, so you can't just say, "Oh, because he said this one time," you cancel forever.
And it's funny you brought that. You said that, Hirsch, because I was having a conversation with my girl, right? And I was saying, God be forgiving people, and He be giving people all kind of grace. It be us that don't be giving people grace.
God don't cancel nobody.
He be giving people grace, bro. And we'll condemn somebody to the end. They do something here and there, boy, it's over for you. We ain't talking
one time.
And it might not be.
I'm guilty of that. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm not. I am guilty of that, even though I know I should probably forgive certain people who've done certain things. And it's like, sometimes it's just hard for me to let stuff go. And I'm not going to sit up here and lie and say, oh, no, I'm not like that. I absolutely am like that.
We human, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I should be better. I need to be better. How about that? How about that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's good. That's starting somewhere. The thing is, with condemning people, it's like, it's some things that, like, you do something like you're a grown up, you do something to children, sexual or not, whatever the case it is. Stuff like that. Yeah, man, you got a problem. You got issues.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you having a history of having issues, it's like, bro, you got to get yourself to get that together, man, because you can't be out here doing that.
Exactly.
But the one who going to judge at the end is the one, it's going to be your last judgment. You know what I mean? So make sure you do right. Just try your best to do right, bro. That's all everybody got.
That's it.
You got to think. You got to think, man. In the eyes of the Almighty, there are people out here that worship his adversary, and he still allows them to wake up every morning. Think about that. They worship his op, if you want to use hood language. They clearly are Satanists and devil worshipers and all types of shit, and he still allows them to wake up because he giving them that grace until they reach the end of their line. And it's like, you lived your life. I didn't cut you short. Circumstances is what did that to you. And if you didn't repent, and if I'm just saying, if you believe in that type of thing, and a lot of people don't.
That's the guy is like the realest. Because he the way you just broke that down, it's like he say, look, man, I see what you're doing. I'm gonna see if that's you, and I'm gonna ride this out, because constant action is telling me that's your character, that's who you are, and that's your character.
Yeah.
So he let you ride that out until you can't ride no more, and then last stop come, and then he let you know what time it is with him.
Yeah. Because if you,
that's the realest way of even playing that out.
All right, so I want to play this video about this young woman talking about people that were celebrating Charlie Kirk's passing.
What's wrong with you? I mean, what is wrong with you? That you can celebrate someone's death.
Is that Tracy? Is that
Stacey Dash?
Because they don't agree with you? Because they talk about different things and you don't like what they're saying? You don't like hearing the truth? So you celebrate their death? What is going on? I'll tell you what. That is the state of our country and our world. The devil is dancing right now, and you're celebrating right along with him. So God help you. All of you who are celebrating a man's death, the fact that his children have no father, his wife has no husband, his parents have lost their son, and you're celebrating.
One. Where in the world did she come from?
She's still around.
She disappeared ever since she had said what she said back then.
Yeah.
She said something crazy, right?
Only thing I disagree with is she said the truth. Like, it sounds like opinions to me. He has the right to state it. Yeah. He has the right to state his opinions, and you don't deserve to die for his opinions. But ain't nobody say that it was the truth. Right. Like he's speaking facts, and But yeah, nobody should be celebrating the death of somebody else. So.
Yeah, you hit it on the head, especially with what you just said in the opinion part. I think they're glazing over that truth and not saying opinion. Like, let's put that back in there. Let's put the opinion back in there.
Like everything you said was just law.
It's opinion. And I want to play Struggle Olympics. I'm glad that people at least saying something like this, like, people shouldn't get killed like this. I'm glad y'all saying that, because you know what? It's been happening, and y'all just now starting to feel that way.
Only when it happens to them.
I mean, regardless of what color, but this is, y'all just now starting to feel like this as a collective.
The cognitive dissonance is insane.
We can go through history about people who they got slain for whatever reason, and been taken away from their families, and been cheered on by things that they cheered on about what happened to them, and they didn't get this.
Yeah, when I think about historically, you think about, I think her name was Mary Turner. They hung her while she was pregnant, cut her baby out, and then stomped the baby out and killed it. Like, I'm not trying to. This is the struggle that I have, because it's like, yeah, I support your right for free speech, bro. I do. But it's like I said before, black people know you can only talk so much and only say so much without expecting something to come back to you. And that's not saying that I condone death or I condone what happened to him. No, that's not what I'm saying. I just know the laws of this life. The laws of this life is you can't go out there doing something that is antagonizing. You can't go out. Okay, let me simplify it for everybody since everybody want to play like they were stupid. You can't go out there and poke the bear and think the bear ain't gonna do nothing. Go out in the woods and poke a bear and see what happened to you. Again, I'm not saying that's what he did, but I'm not saying that's what he didn't do either. And it wasn't one of us that did it. It looked like them. The person who did it looked like them. That's the crazy part about all of this. It wasn't us. Even though he targeted us, even though he targeted people of color, it was somebody who looked like him.
And this is why I'm like, take out skin color. This is why I said, like, yo, you put a certain energy, it's going to show back up. It is not going. You can't be for sure how it's going to show up, and what it's going to look like.
Can't pick your consequences.
I mean, I said this before on what the last episode before last, where the guy went to the jazz place in Cincinnati.
Oh yeah,
and he was doing whatever he was doing, and
you can't control people's reaction to what you put out.
Yeah,
said that this morning.
Nah, do we have free speech? Yes, we have free speech. Like you won't get locked up. And you technically you didn't get unalived because of you offended your free speech or something like that. I mean, the dude's gonna get locked up. He's gonna get tried.
You know,
but you can't control what how people react.
True, but all this really means is, do we really have free speech?
No, know it doesn't exist
because.
Well, according to the laws of the land, we have free speech.
You want to know how you don't got free speech?
If you say something that's out the way.
No. You know who you can't. You know who you can't talk about. You know who you can't talk about.
So there's even limits to that.
You know who you can't talk about.
This is what I'm saying. There is really free speech.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because once you start saying things, it's only free. They call it free speech because you don't have enough people backing you.
Yeah.
When you say it. See, when you have influence, then it's not free speech. Because once you have influence, you become an issue.
You become a threat. You
gotta get out the way.
Yeah.
You gotta get out the. You have to get out the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for example, this show right now don't have a lot of following. This show don't have a lot of following right now. But Lord behold, boy, if this show ever blew up overnight, and I decided I wanted to talk about the blue and whites. You can best believe I'd have a hella target on my back.
I mean, look at Martin Luther King, assassinated.
Brother
Malcolm X assassinated. You know, like it's the same thing. I feel like that crowd is trying to move him into that space, like make him a martyr type of situation.
Yeah. Oh, they're definitely doing that.
But this stuff been happening.
Yeah.
I'm just like, y'all just now, as a collective, starting to feel like, this is messed up. It's been messed up.
Yeah. So
if you're going to do it for one, do it for everybody.
Exactly. All right. So let me move this along because I didn't realize we was almost an hour in. I'm going to play a clip of Charleston White. Well, he was talking about, you know how he get with his antics. I ain't even watched the whole clip. I just saw like the first 30 seconds. I'm like, oh, here we go. Let me, I'm gonna take this one. So, this would be my first time watching the whole clip. So,
no, this gonna kill.
You don't say shit when I say it to the niggers.
Yeah.
When I'm fucking trolling the niggers about their dead babies and dead mammies, you don't say shit. So what do you mean fucking why? I'm a fucking comedian. I get to fuck with anybody. Satire comedy is what we call it. Fuckers. How you gonna take that away from me? So Charlie's no exemption. Don't you fuckers joke about fentanyl Floyd? He's no different than a fucking fentanyl Floyd. Floyd was the Black Lives Matter movement Kirk is a fucking white ring conservative movement. We get the joke about one another, remember? Liberal, conservative, nigger, black, come on, immigrant. So why is it fucking, you want to get in your fucking, this is not America that beat British, I'm telling you. These are not the fucking Americans that beat the redcoats. These are the pussies. These are not the Americans that could have stopped 9/11. And your fucking feelings all the fucking time. These are the fucking Americans that's crying because you didn't get picked on the fucking playground because someone said something about you. Who gives a fuck about the dead? Charlie can't hear shit I'm saying. Charlie's dead. Even your fucking Bible says, let the dead. Why are you guys worshiping and honoring the dead? Even your fucking Bible says it. This is the pussy Americans. You will not beat China. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, this America cannot beat North Korea. These motherfuckers ain't got no Instagram, no face, none of that shit. They ain't in their motherfucking feeling. These people is ready to hurt somebody. This American is crybaby, pussies, whining on let's counsel him. Fuck it. Go join the military if you're that fucking angry about Charlie. Make your children go fucking join the military. Matter of fact, go stop rap music. How can you fuckers allow rap music to go on this fucking long, laugh at black people, and now you white on white crime come back and bite you in the ass? You're always talking about black on black crime. Look how you kill each other. Now look at you fucking white pussies killing each other. Look at your fucking white boy transsexual kids shooting up the fucking schools in America. It's not the niggers. It's not the Mexicans. It's not the Italians. It's not the Afghanistan. It's not the Pakistan. It's your fucking white lily children shooting up your fucking schools and you're crying about guns. It's you fucking white people problem that's doing these fucking mad shit. It ain't other than the DC snipers. And secretly, I used to love the DC. I loved Lee Mohammed and John Malvo, whatever the fuck their name was. Had you fucking pussy scared in the bitch. You got all these fucking guns, but look who's shooting up your fucking school, your fucking tranny white baby that's raised in white households with parents like Kirk. Your children's not even accepting your fucking rhetoric. Kirk children are gonna be a lesbian and a stud. Both of them. I swear to God. Talk to me later, but I'm telling you, Kirk's babies are gonna be a fucking beautiful lesbian and a fucking ugly butch stud. A bulldyker. Swear to God they are. Don't give a fuck about what you fucking pussy Americans are saying, and I'm a comedian. Who can take my comic delivery away? No fucking body. That's what make me Charleston White. So you think I'm gonna give it to the niggers, give it to the Jews? I even gave it to the Jews. I gave it to the Chinaman. You laugh like a motherfucker. Now I'm looking at a cracker, pink toe whitey, and say, hey, it's your turn. You thought I was gonna leave you fuckers off limit because I wear a MAGA hat? I don't wear a fucking MAGA hat because of Trump. I wear a MAGA hat because I remember when we can fuck and didn't have to wear condoms. There's no such thing as a fucking condom. That's when America was great, when you can fuck with no rubbers. Only motherfucker had AIDS was a white boy named Mark White. That's the face of HIV, not niggas. That's when America was great. When the white man was the face of HIV, he was a little white boy.
Oh my God.
And he got mistreated by white people. Mean motherfucker white people. Mistreated every goddamn body. Mean motherfucker. Now somebody get to pick on the bully. Now the bullies is crying. It's not fair. What about his family? What about George Floyd's family? Motherfucker. His daughter had nothing to do with him fentanyl overdosing. But you guys make fun of his family. So fuck you. And your lily white babies too. They got shot up at them schools. Y'all don't care when the niggas get shot up. It's for gang banging. They shouldn't be over there. Who's shooting up your fucking schools, white people? White people. Who's shooting up people like Kirk? White people. So fuck it, you over here looking at me for mad because I'm saying something. Hey, we need to stay out of white folk business. That's white on white crime. We don't care about that shit. Fuck them. Don't y'all share the same fucking sentiment every time the news come on, white America? Fuck you and your pussies. And your asses too, with handcuffs on and super glue on your lips. You law enforcement loving motherfuckers. And the police can't even catch us. And they can catch a nigga. They can catch a nigga anytime a nigga pow, pow. Now they can't catch this motherfucker.
Yeah, I should have screened this a little more. I should have just...
Well, we not gonna get
Jesus.
Algorithm is gonna go in the dirt.
Well, we're not gonna get picked up in this interview.
Wow. Yeah.
Or the episode.
Yeah, that I just killed the numbers. Damn. I should have.
He said a mouthful there.
Jesus Christ. I don't even know where to start.
Look, okay, look. I don't agree with his delivery, to say the least.
That is an understatement.
You know what I mean? He
Damn.
had some points.
He had some hella points.
You know, it is, something how, when it's done, in certain areas, they say black on black crime, but I have yet to hear on the news somebody call this or the shooting where they shot those kids at the church and stuff. I've yet to hear them say white on white crime. They just said somebody shooting somebody in school or they shot Charlie. So
mass shooting.
He's got a point.
Yep. Yeah.
And for the most part, he seems like he's kind of holding up the mirror to a certain amount of people,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I agree with, going that hard.
Yeah.
No, I actually agree with it. I agree with him going that hard. You know why? Somebody got to do it.
No, he saw the line and sprinted past that.
Do things need to be said? Yeah. What I've done it, no, but I mean, and that's
right.
Charleston White.
Yeah.
That's why I said somebody had to do it. Yeah, I mean,
maybe it need to be said that way for some people to get it. I don't know.
He's right about this country being soft. He's right about that. Now you can say we've evolved, or we've gotten better, or we've gone soft. He's right. He is absolutely right about that.
We got better. This is the thing, man. We got better in certain ways, and then we took steps back in certain ways.
Yeah, in certain ways. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm not for gay bashing or any of that. Like that was they was doing back. I'm not for that. Yeah. I said that publicly. I'm not for that shit. Okay, I got family that's gay, and shit. The godfather of my children. That's my brother, man. I love that brother. He's gay. It doesn't matter. That doesn't change anything. And the part I didn't say, the part I didn't even tell y'all off mic that I've been dealing with this week. Man, look. I lost a childhood friend the week before. He passed away.
Yeah, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, hear that.
And I've known him since I was 9 years old. And his birthday was in July. He just turned 38. Now, granted, we was closer when we was younger, and you get older, and people fall into their own circles, their own groups, and then you know how communications and everything break down. But it was still my people. And ironically, he's a white boy. My boy Kevin. I wasn't raised to be prejudiced or any of that shit. That's how you know. Now, also, I didn't know about history when I was that young either. So if I'd have known what I know, would I still be friends with Kev? That's a battle. That's me being honest with myself. Kevin ain't had shit to do with that. He didn't do none of that shit.
And he wasn't. And if y'all friends, it's clear that he didn't have that in his heart.
Exactly.
Or his people wasn't teaching him that.
And they weren't. They weren't. So I went to his, I went to the service they had for him Wednesday. And it was painful seeing him like that. You know what I'm saying? It was, I think the same day. Was it the same day or the day before? I don't know when Charlie Kirk got hit, but I just know I went to the no. I think Charlie Kirk got hit Wednesday. I went to the service on Thursday, and I bumped into a few people from the old neighborhood that I ain't seen in forever. And like I just said, the godfather of my children, he was there. I invited him. He came, and me and him linked up for the first time in forever. And I was just so happy to see him. I don't care about his sexuality. I don't care about none of that shit. That's my brother. At the end of the day, I don't care. I don't care who anybody sleep with. Ain't my business. I mean, as long as you ain't sleeping with my wife. But, I don't care who you sleep with. You know what I'm saying? So I think we have to go back to rediscovering the humanity in people. The thing is, they always say love triumphs, love wins. Well, show me where it does it. I see more evil. I see more evil triumphing in this world. Hell, look at your president, for Christ's sakes. As soon as Charlie Kirk got hit, what happened? What'd he do? He came out divisive as possible. Only president in history that I know of that after a damn tragedy, you want to continue to further divide the damn country, didn't even have a suspect, didn't even know who the fuck it was. You just go right straight to your political enemies. But I'm going to tell you what the right do that the left don't do.
And this ain't me no other campaigns to run, so
exactly.
That's just him.
I'm going to tell you exactly what happens. And this ain't me being politically biased or none of that shit. This is me looking clear-eyed. Every time there's a school massacre, the Democrats want to talk about gun control. Or they talk about what had happened. And the Republicans are quick to say, you're making this political. You're politicizing the tragedy. What did this president just do this week?
Yeah, not just him.
Not just him. Nancy Mace. I saw that interview. The Democrats own this. How? That's before we even found out it was Tyler Robinson. How do you just go straight to that?
That kid made that decision.
This is what I think is going on, man. I think a lot of people on that right side, they following the Trump recipe.
Mm-hmm.
I think the followers don't understand that they don't really care about them. Because Trump is about green.
They gonna say whatever they need to say to keep them riled up, keep them energized.
Exactly.
So they can keep carrying the baton after Trump is done.
That's my point. Because they don't really care. They not really caring about you. In fact, they manipulating these people.
Especially you black Trump supporters, fucking black MAGAs. I got no respect for y'all. But I didn't mean to cut you off. I just ain't got no respect for them fuckers.
Yeah. It's just rich people manipulating middle class to lower class. Cause I guess it's supposed to be conservative people, or anybody that's supposed to be MAGA or whatever. Man, these rich white people know they can manipulate y'all, and this is why they say the things they say. And they might not. Some of them might really believe in what they saying, but some of them really don't. They about green, getting this money and being in positions.
Mm-hmm.
They need the numbers to be in this position. They using y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Look, and
it's not enough rich white people or just rich people, rich conservative people, period, for them to get the votes.
To get the votes. So exactly.
And they still doing it. I was reading this article and I had to bookmark it. Charlie Kirk's allies warn Americans, mourn him properly or else. The fuck is that supposed to mean? After the fatal shooting of right-wing influencer Charlie Kirk, U.S. Republicans have a warning for Americans. Mourn him respectfully or suffer the consequences. Are we serious here? Just because y'all worship this guy, which is also, what you shouldn't be doing.
That don't go with religion either.
Exactly. It don't go with your biblical principles, worshiping man.
They're supposed to be worshiping man like they do Trump. So that's why I say that. They don't follow. They only follow the parts they want to follow.
That's my point. What do you mean? What do you mean? Yeah. Mourn him properly or else. So half the country, because I'm sure it was a lot of Democrats that didn't like him. So I'm just going to go out on a limb and say half the country didn't like him. Because, he said a whole bunch of offensive shit.
It might not even be if they liked him or not. They just didn't agree with him.
Yeah,
exactly.
So, just don't agree with his stance.
But how do you go out? How do you go out and try to force someone to mourn someone properly? I thought we had freedom in this country.
Again.
Where's the freedom? Where'd the freedom go?
Because how you gonna tell somebody how to mourn?
Exactly.
And people mourn in all kind of different ways. You know.
Yeah,
as long as it's in a positive way and it don't bring destruction to anybody else or anything else, it's no problem. It shouldn't be.
Every day they expose a little bit more of the curtain, and we see how unfree we truly are.
Exactly.
You just gotta listen.
Eventually, they just gonna pull the curtain back, and
this as far as they ever pull the curtain back.
Right.
I will say this to anybody out there. Anybody, if you are celebrating Charlie Kirk's death, I would say just be careful what you put out in the atmosphere. Just be careful what you wish for. Okay? Because I didn't like his ass either, but I never once celebrated his death. And I see a lot of people quoting the old Mark Twain quote. He said, "I never wish death on anybody, but I've read some obituaries with great," I'm butchering the quote, but basically he was like, basically with a smile, with great delight. Read some obituaries what happened. It's like, I'm glad that bastard gone. And again, whatever you do, whatever you put out, the energy you put out in the atmosphere, you can expect it to return back to you tenfold sometimes. So this is just to address, just in case, I'm just covering my bases, just in case we didn't address the previous video, the one before Charleston White, talking about celebrating the death. Nobody on this show, nobody on this panel supports that. Okay, I can safely say I speak for my brothers on this panel. Nobody supports that shit.
Yeah. Okay,
but at the end of the day, I ain't speaking for them when I say this part. I'm speaking for myself. So this is 100% authentic. I don't feel bad about what happened to him. I don't. And there's some people that watch this will probably wish death on me. That's fine. You probably won't feel bad for whatever happens to me. That's fine. But you got to live with that. You have to take that to your grave. You have to take that to your maker, whether you believe or not. Why did you have that in your heart? So I don't care what ill intentions you may have towards me. You got to live with that. Yeah, I'm conscious free.
Yeah, man. This is my approach to that. I don't hate the dude.
Right.
Hate is a strong word.
Mm-hmm.
That means you very invested emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So hate him? No. I can't even say that I dislike him. Mm-hmm. I can't say I like him.
I don't know him.
Exactly. I don't agree with what he said, with stuff he was saying. But that's why all I can leave it to is I don't agree with dude.
Yeah.
I don't hate him. I don't dislike him. I don't like him. I'm not or like him.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say any one of those things. All I know is I don't agree with what he was saying.
Right. And you don't agree with what happened to him.
And I don't agree with what happened to him.
Yeah.
That's why I don't agree with it, because it's like, it ain't, you know what I mean? I mean, even if I didn't like him, I wouldn't agree with it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But as far as, like, you know, people wishing death, you know, I'm the same way with that. Because I can't, you know, some people have issues. And the reason they do things, we never know why people do the things the way they, you know, when they do things. We never know why. It's a root to it, I'm sure. But, you know, it could be anything. People have their own issues and they take it out on you.
Mm-hmm.
Happens more than people think.
You know, thank God that when people wish death on people, that the person just don't die. Thank God for that. Because,
oh, my God, yes.
You know, people be driving
left and right.
Well, you know.
That's the quickest way to reduce the world's population right there. Just wish it.
You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Because somebody going to Thanos the whole planet.
I mean, the planet going to Thanos itself.
We already know. you.
Everybody sit around.
Hey, man, don't talk about me, bro. We ain't talking about me. All right?
Somebody
what we say in private is in private, okay?
Somebody sit around and wish death on everybody, boy, everybody fell out.
Yeah, won't be nobody left.
So,
hey, look, don't read into what Hurt's talking about, okay? I don't wish death on nobody, okay? Jesus.
So yeah, man, I guess some people would say that's a detached way of looking at it, but I mean, you want to be sane in this world,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
you
definitely
just-
gotta
you gotta pick
detach a
your
little
battles.
bit. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not worrying about people wishing death,
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna wish death on anybody. I know that you put certain energy out, it's going to come back. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen it a lot of times. I've
Mhm.
seen things when I've done stuff wrong, and I paid for it. So
Right here.
Yeah.
Right here. I've seen my karma in real time for things I've done wrong. I've seen it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why I leave that at, man. I mean, I hate that it happened the way that happened.
Yep.
Yeah.
I do not like. Let's be clear. I do not like how the internet treated that.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't have said it better. I mean, Fly said everything that I was thinking. I think just in addition, like when you put stuff out, you can't control, how the energy come back. I mean, people go out and get unalived for doing nothing,
Exactly.
like the little girl, sitting on the train.
Yeah, man.
You don't even have to do nothing to get, some for something to happen to you. So if you putting stuff out there, I mean, that's what.
Yeah, I forgot. I'm not gonna BS the audience. I completely forgot to add that and incorporate
because that was
show,
terrible.
That was terrible.
That was terrible.
That is bad, and I don't condone that either.
Nah, not at all.
That was just completely. That's bullshit. No,
it just goes to show the how bad mental health is in America, like all the way around. From
Thank Ronald Reagan.
From the Charlie Kirk all the way to the girl on the train. It's all bad.
And the kids that got killed in
the same day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's crazy how it was a school massacre the same day that happened. Mm-hmm. That's insane. I don't know, man. Like I say, I don't know.
So it's like if you speak your mind, it can happen. If you just live your life and, stay to yourself, it can happen. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a lose-lose either way.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a lose-lose either way. So
gotta live your life, I guess.
Look, man, that's why I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna continue to talk, but my objective when I speak is for good dialogue. It's not to get under nobody's skin.
Yeah.
It's not to talk bad about nobody. People. I just want to have sophisticated, or as sophisticated as we can get.
Well thought out.
Yeah. I just want to have a conversation.
Conversations, yeah.
Because I'm not trying to antagonize nobody when we have these discussions. Now, I know discussions can get heated and all of that. But that's where you got to have the wherewithal to understand, okay, it's getting a little too heated. Let's just turn down the temperature. Let's blase blah. And a prominent person on the right, look up who Nick Fuentes is. Now, if you've seen some of his video, he's worse than Charlie Kirk. Far worse than Charlie Kirk ever was. Okay? Compared to Nick Fuentes, whatever the fuck his last name is, Charlie Kirk almost looked like a saint. But even him, I even saw an article about him. He said, hey, look, anybody that follow me, do not attack nobody. He put that out there. At least if I believe the reports I saw, because I can't trust the news at this point. The MAGA people was on the one thing when they fake news, Trump fake news. I'm starting to see it now. It might have been bullshit when he was saying it, but I see it now. It is fake news.
Yeah.
I see it. So even he's like, hey, if that's true, because he realized, wait a minute. They might hold me responsible for the bullshit that's coming out of my mouth, and one of you idiots might take it and run with it and actually carry it out.
Again, putting out certain energy,
bingo.
Yeah,
my God.
How it's going to manifest.
My God. Exactly. That's the point. So
It's about having, like, look, man, it's about having conversation, and it's having respectful conversation.
Respectful, yeah.
And about, not being divisive.
Yeah.
And also, it's all about why you having, like, what's the motive? What's your why?
Bingo.
It should be to reach some type of common ground or agree to disagree. That should be the only two options.
Because I'm going to give you an example, right? There's been black power, and then there's been white power. The difference between the two is the why. You know what I'm saying? Black power, it's not for, being divisive.
Yep.
It's not about being superior over anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
It's about instilling pride in the people who live in a place where they try to take their pride away from them and downgrade them to nothing.
Yep.
On the other hand, the why for white power is we are superior over these people.
Dominance.
It's divisive. To be short, it's divisive. And the main people that say that white power stuff is who? Klans people. People who racist. They might be police. During the week and on the weekend, they put on the costume on a Saturday or Sunday or whatever the case.
Boy.
Or whatever. You know what I mean? It's divisive.
Yep.
One is trying to restore self-respect and self-love, and the other one is divide. Is to set themselves apart and just divide.
Yep.
So when you come in and having conversations with people, what is the end goal with the conversation and what's the why?
Yep. So you're right about that. So I'm gonna play Charlie Kirk in his own words. I promised earlier I would play it later on in the show. So here's him in his own words.
Oh my God, did you hear Charlie Kirk passed away? He's actually gone. I am so sorry to hear that. I don't know who he is. Is he a family member of yours or a politician or a military service member or a first responder? No, but he's a hero. Just look him up and then you're going to see what he's about. Again, I am so sorry. Let me look him up.
You're comparing abortion to the Holocaust.
Absolutely I am. In fact, it's worse. It's worse.
I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights.
I can't stand the word empathy, actually. I think empathy is a made-up New Age term that does a lot of damage. But
it's so materially insane to think that 1 in 5 American women will be raped in their life.
It is, I agree.
No, meaning that they're lying about being raped, that they're lying about being sexually assaulted.
Crime, like, I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. If I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic black woman, I wonder, is she there because of her excellence, or is she there because of affirmative action? But now when it's like, wait, hold on a second. You're going to remove my appendix and you're a black lesbian?
You do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously. You had to go steal a white person's slot to go be taken somewhat seriously. They want to replace white Anglo-Saxon Christian Protestants with Mexican Nicaraguans, with El Salvadorians.
Native-born Americans, you better buy weapons, everybody. Have a lot of guns at your disposal. I would never leave your home without a weapon.
No, I think Hondurans, Mexicans, Nicaraguans, El Salvadorians, Panamanians, Venezuelans, Chileans, they should all go home.
Oh, really?
Are you trying to say that blacks thrive under subjugation?
No, I'm not. I'm saying I'm asking you the question. The data shows they were actually better in the 1940s. It was bad. It was evil. But what happened? Something changed. They committed less crimes. And yet black America is poorer, more murderous, more dangerous.
So if you had a daughter and she was 10 and she got raped, and she was going to give birth and she would, and she was going to give birth and she was going to live. Would you want her to go through that and carry her baby?
That's awfully graphic.
But it's a real life scenario that happens to many people.
The answer is yes, the baby would be delivered. George Floyd, that was overdosing on drugs, right? That also, did you know that what Derek Chauvin did to George Floyd was actually in the police manual training? It was completely justified and was trained by his superiors to do.
This is why people have a problem with him. That's just a little portion of things he's said. And again, it goes back to the premise of what we talked about in this show. It's about the life you've lived, what you put out there in the atmosphere. So for all the conservatives, all the people, the white MAGA, the black MAGA, all the people who feel a certain way because people are going online and exerting their free speech about how they feel about Charlie Kirk. This is a little bit of the stuff they're talking about. Again, not going to take back the premise of the show is nobody here condones his death. Nobody here condones the celebration of his death. But again, like me and Hirsch and Fly said, you can't control nobody else's reaction. You can't police somebody's reaction and how they perceived how a person lived. This was your public persona. This is what you put out there in the atmosphere. This is what people know you by. And to a lot of people that agreed with it, they didn't find nothing wrong with it. But to the ones that didn't agree, that's why they feel the way they feel about it. So going back to the article, mourn properly or else, how the fuck are you going to police how somebody mourns, whether they choose to or not? What happened to the freedom in this country? And that's the only thing I'm going to say on that.
Well said.
Well said.
Anything to add, brothers?
Nope.
No, I think covered it all.
All right, and to this last part of it, because we actually making better timing than I thought. Well, not on the actual time front. I want it to be done by a certain time, but whatever, it's fine. Now I want to play this video of this woman because the HBCUs were shut down after this had happened because of the threats that they were getting. You know, before they found out it was one of theirs. I don't know what insane mind would make them think it was one of us.
We minding our business.
We ain't
got nothing to do with it.
Ain't got shit to do with shit.
Somehow, we just get targeted.
I'm going to play this clip. I titled it, Always Black People. Always Black People, huh?
Okay, so boom. So Charlie Kirk is gone, and the suspect is Tyler Robinson, a 22-year-old born and raised in Utah. White man, white state, white target. This was violence from inside the house, and yet somehow the aftermath landed squarely on black people. So right after the news popped that Charlie had got popped, Big Perm and his people didn't waste no time blaming everybody but somebody like Robinson, okay? Who, by the way, isn't registered with any political party, hasn't voted and we don't know how long according to public records, and then according to investigators, I guess had on similar clothes to the ones the suspect had on the day of the shooting, whatever that's supposed to mean. Instead of owning the violence in their own ranks, Big Perm blamed the lunatic left, which we all know in MAGA speak is basically code for black people and anybody who look like they listen to Beyonce. And the results are terrifying because within hours, at least 6 HBCUs, Clark, Hampton, Alabama State, Southern University, Bethune-Cookman, somebody asked Auntie Tia if her baby is okay. I think he played football here. Virginia State, and they were all basically hit with threats. And then Spelman decided to put a shelter in place because of its proximity to Clark. So all these campuses had to lock down. Students were terrified, okay? Can you imagine being a 19-year-old freshman just trying to go get you a peanut butter and jelly sandwich from the dining hall, and now all of a sudden you get a message that you got a shelter in place because some white man in Utah shot Charlie Kirk? That's the danger. That's the spillover. Black folks carry the weight of crimes we didn't commit, threats we didn't send, and violence we did not cause. And this time, it ain't even a stretch, baby. It's crazy. It's off the chain, okay? Think about it. A white man killed another white man in a crowd of mostly white people, and still somehow, black students, hundreds of miles away, are forced to pay the price. This is the twisted logic of American politics. When whiteness pulls the trigger, blackness takes the bullet. So now let's be crystal clear, okay? Tyler Robinson didn't just endanger the people at that rally. He lit the match that put black people across this country in the crosshairs. Because in America, the crime doesn't have to involve us for the consequences to find us anyway. Have the day you deserve.
She touched on that same point you mentioned earlier, Hirsch, about you don't even have to be doing nothing.
Exactly.
and this is the shit I be talking about. This is to go back to my confession earlier about whatever prejudices I may have, this is why. We don't even have to be involved in doing shit, and yet y'all still look at us as we the criminals. When actually, when you look at the damn statistics, we don't even commit most of the fucking crime in this country.
Yeah. That's why this political stuff is super dangerous.
Yes.
Because we what, 12.4% of the population? They like 60.
Yeah.
We ain't winning that fight.
We outnumbered.
So, yeah.
We severely outnumbered. And that's also why people of a certain spectrum, that's also why they don't want to see black people and Mexicans and Asians all united.
Yeah, together. Yeah. Yeah.
The division, the divisiveness that you and Fly spoke about. This is why they don't want to see that. And why? Why wouldn't you want to see that? Is it because of what I said earlier about where my prejudices come from? Is it because of your history? Is it because of what your people have historically done? Is it that you are also trying to run away from those consequences of history? Are you trying to run and escape from something? Are you fighting off, let's simplify it. Are you fighting off karma that hard as a collective? Because I know it ain't all of them. It ain't all of them.
Well, the reason I say that is because they're so afraid you would think they will stop, but they don't. So it's like they're not that afraid of the karma because they keep on perpetuating the thing that will bring said karma.
Good point.
But man, I think this about to be the 200th time I said this on the show. Everything affects everybody.
Yep.
Whether you choose to be cognizant of that is on you.
Yeah.
Because I think that's where the issue is. They don't want to be cognizant of the issue, and just black people, Mexican people, anything outside of them, if we start to get together, it's like I'm not involved, and then you had that type of thing where they had that I gotta be involved, and why shouldn't I be involved? And if I'm not involved, then it must be something fishy.
Superiority complex.
Yeah,
Look, I just want to clarify this for anybody. Look, I don't hate white folks, okay? So don't get it twisted. Don't take what I'm saying out of context.
None of us do. That's the thing.
I don't hate y'all. Even after all the horrible shit you've done to my ancestors, I still don't hate y'all. Now, I might dislike quite a few of you motherfuckers, but I don't hate y'all.
See, I think when you talk the way we've talked on the show, I think they take it to the extreme.
Oh yeah.
And say, "Oh, you just don't like white man." When Charleston White said America getting soft, that's exactly what it means.
That's exactly what he's talking about.
Like, no, myself, Hirsch, or 1-7 it's not that we don't like white people as a whole. He just told you how and it's gonna sound like a white person who trying to not be racist. Oh, I had a white friend, but he just told you about how he felt, down about losing his childhood friend. You know what I mean? We just don't like people with a certain mindset.
Exactly. That's the perfect way to put it.
That's really just it. If you have a certain mindset, we just can't vibe with it because your whole mindset is the value and dislike and cause division with people that look like us.
Exactly. Make us seem out to not be human. Dehumanize us.
Back to Charlie. This is, when he was like so against DEI, but this is why we had to have DEI in the first place.
Because he think that white people do everything better. You say if you see a black pilot, if I see a black pilot I'm worried. So you saying that you think white people do everything better? So if you was in charge, there would be no black people doing anything.
Well, I'm gonna say this. Look, if America did what it always promotes, which is unity and being together and not being divisive and racist, then we wouldn't be having this discussion about DEI.
Exactly.
We wouldn't have to fight and fight for laws. Like, we had to fight to be treated fairly, and you shouldn't have to do that. You know what I mean? Like, I think what DEI really did, and things like DEI, like affirmative action and stuff, like what it really did is it just made certain people with a certain mindset go underground, because this place is a place where it's God, and God we trust on the money, but the God is the money.
Exactly.
So what they decided they'll do is, they know racism is not good for business. They go underground.
Mm-hmm.
But now they feel comfortable because they have a certain type of person in power to where they feel like, well, I could say this and it won't hurt as much, which it don't hurt them as much. Yeah. Because now they getting out here and they saying whatever they want. And that's fine. You can say whatever you want. But that when it comes to actions behind saying what you want, like going around and trying to stop people from progressing, even when they're qualified and sometimes overqualified.
Mm-hmm. Most times overqualified.
Most because our mantra in the black community, we got to work 2-3 times as hard to get half as much.
And that's something Charlie should have known. Or he didn't care.
Didn't care.
You know what I mean?
Or he might not have known. You're right, because they live in their own bubble. They don't have no dealings with black folks.
Again, they don't be cognizant of what's going on besides what happens with their own people
in their world.
Mm-hmm.
And the United States is more than your community.
Exactly.
It's everybody's community. That's why I keep saying on this show, everything affects everybody. You could try to act like it don't affect you, but it does.
It does.
And it's going to end up trickling down to you in some way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, man, look, man. Again, we don't hate all white people.
No.
If you watching this and you think that's the case, no, that's a reach. Do we not really care for people who have that type of mindset? No, especially if you putting actions behind it, trying to keep people from progressing because of your bias.
Exactly.
No, we don't really mess with you.
Right. Why would we? That don't even make sense.
You're right.
All right.
So don't make us go behind y'all and do what y'all did to everybody else.
Yeah. All right. Anything else left to say on this subject before we move on to the final subject? Because we're gonna close the show out.
Yeah, that was mine right there.
Nah, I think I'm
good. All right. So look, this is gonna be the final topic of the show, and it's probably gonna be a little bit of a quicker one. So pivoting off the Charlie Kirk situation, we literally gave y'all an hour and a half plus of that one particular
big thing
topic
that's going on, and
so
it's a big topic.
So I got a post. I got a post that was made from a fellow that's been on the show. He's been on the show before. Cash, we've had him on the show. I forget exactly what episode it was. I have to go back and look it up. Probably try to edit it in to this part here. But he made a post, and I'll be honest, he has a habit of making engaging topics, whether you agree with him or not. So this is the post he made that I said we'll talk about this on the show. And so I titled it Black Victimhood. He says, when is black people going to stop playing victim? Probably never. There are many blacks thriving out here, but y'all wrapped up on how things used to be. Talking shit about white people when you motherfuckers are working for these white people. Now, what are your thoughts on the so-called black victimhood mentality? Man, I can go first. You know, I don't mind shooting from the hip going first.
Yeah. I think is a lot of it is valid. I mean, it's valid points. I mean, we're not starting from the same starting line as everybody else. I think sometimes it does get overplayed by certain people.
Right.
But like in the grand scheme, like you can't deny that we didn't start from the same playing field as everybody else. So, I mean, it's also important to keep it alive and keep it present, keep talking about it, because we don't want it to happen again, especially in the climate that we're in right now. So,
okay,
yeah. What I think about it is, you know, a little bit of what Hirsch is saying. That's what I agree with. We not crazy. We're not just out here saying it just to say it. It comes from somewhere.
Not making it up.
It don't come out of nowhere. We do know that we have some, good, a number of black people thriving.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a lot though. Compare our numbers to other people's numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Other whether you or ethnic people's numbers. No, it's not the same. And it's clear that our numbers are way lower.
Way low, yeah.
Yeah.
And we cannot negate that it does come from a system that made it this way.
Yeah.
That's what we can't forget. Now, sometimes we kind of do we need, because my opinion, let's stop looking at getting help from these people and figure out how to build it up, stuff on our own.
Right, exactly.
But see, part of the fear of some of us doing it on our own stems from Tulsa and places like that, where they try to do it on their own, in the same system that trying to say there's no system trying to hold y'all down like that. Well, I mean, ask people at Tulsa.
Yeah.
Ask these people. But a lot of us don't even know how to get up. Truth for the matter is, and now if you want to say you complaining and you got to get these white people, okay, then my issue is, why don't you talk to other black people that's already up and ask them about going and helping other black people get up?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're having the wrong conversations.
Without having the crab in the bucket mentality.
Exactly.
You can report to and work for a white person with no issues, but when it comes to a black person, you have that mentality like, exactly. I think you better.
Yeah. See, we know we can't save everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Because the system that had to end up being in place to put our people here, it done some irreversible damage to a lot of us.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be hard to save, more people than we like to save.
Yep.
But I think you're in the wrong conversation. I think he probably should be having a conversation. The conversation shouldn't be you talking about, other black. It should be, how can we figure that out?
Mm-hmm.
See, again, with this divisive stuff, even black people being, again, people want to talk about black people being divisive, and they add to the divisiveness.
Mm-hmm.
Right. What is the answer to the issues that we have, and let's figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Instead of being divisive and talking so bad about other black people. That's what I think about that. If we need to stop relying on these people and we need to rely on each other, we'll stop being divisive toward each other and talking crazy about each other.
Yeah.
And
Build each other
all
up.
these ways.
Right.
Pointing the finger. You help him point the finger.
Yeah. His thing, from what I've seen on social media, his big thing is, he wants black people to look in the mirror and hold themselves accountable, which I have no objection to that to a certain extent. It's about all those things you just named, Fly. And it's what was the point Hirsch made earlier about when the white folks are not involved, how they look down upon it? Wait a minute. Why am I? We just talked about that, about them having a superiority complex. If blacks and Mexicans and indigenous people and Asians and we all got together and we didn't include white people, what's going to be their reaction? Or why ain't included? What's going to be their reaction? The reaction is what has been throughout history. I can only go off what has happened historically. You've gotten violent. So when you say, Fly, there are some people that are maybe a little fearful. Yeah, that's trauma that's been passed on in the DNA from the survivors. It's a trauma-based response. So I don't blame the people that may be slightly fearful about, hey, let's try to do this on our own. But it also, to the other point that you just made, well, you can go work for Billy and not question Billy. Billy will underpay you by 55 cents. You go shop in Billy's store, Billy ain't giving you no discount. But then you go to Tyrone's store,
you want half off.
You want half off. Where's the discount? See, this is why I don't mess with black people. This is why I don't shop black owned. This is why I don't. You right, Fly. I don't think we having the right conversation right now. And see, I'm all pro black, man. I may be light skinned, but I'm pro black as my damn shirt. Probably even darker. I've been pro black for the longest. I want our people to thrive and survive. Not only that, because I've made a contribution to the black society. I got 3 black children that are going to grow. And the values I'm instilling in them ain't necessarily black values, even though I do have some black values I instill in my children, yes. But that's not the premise. That's not the primary. I want them to be productive members of society. All of them. I don't want them to be a detriment. I don't want them to be the next mass massacre person. I don't want them to be a blight on society or one of the dregs of society. I want us to thrive as black folk. Now, you're right. Y'all are absolutely right. We can't help everybody. We can't take everybody with us. This is just a fact. You got some people that subscribe to the black people need to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. Okay. So are we just going to ignore the 400 plus year head start that white people have had over every race in this country? Not just black folks. You say, oh, well, you living in the past. No, I'm living in the current. We was promised 40 acres and a mule. Never got that shit. How far ahead do you think black folks would have been had we at least gotten that? Oh, but here's the part y'all never want to talk about. You don't want to talk about how the slave owners, the slave masters got reparations after slavery. Not the black folks.
My thing is, man, what are the real questions? You can point a finger and say black people do back to them. What should they do? What should they do?
Yeah, because if you need a loan,
and if it's so easy, then I think we would have done it.
You say, not you, Fly, not you. But if they say we need to do for ourselves, how are we gonna do that? For one, we can't have the same conversation at this point anymore because we all know how the economy hitting. The economy is fucking with everyone, no matter what color you are. Mm-hmm. Gas, rent, groceries, everything is through the fucking roof. So guess what? Them bills don't discriminate. They don't discriminate at all.
Everybody got to pay the bills.
Everybody got to pay. But the people that are well off, they don't make a dent in their pocket.
They collecting payments.
Yeah. So what we got, from what I see from Cash argument, and this is just my interpretation of his perspective. I can't speak for him. I'm not speaking for Cash. He's looking at it from the aspect of, well, there are some black people that are thriving. You're right. But what you're doing is just cherry picking certain black people out of society. What about the collective? Yeah. How are we doing overall as a collective of black people?
As a whole.
As a whole. We are not. When you do the comparison, you look at white people overall and look at black people overall.
See, and that's the
we are centuries behind.
And that's the argument that a rich conservative white person will bring up. Well, what about this person?
Exactly.
What about that person? Mm-hmm. When you know it's collective,
the exception, not the rule.
Exactly.
It's yes, but they know that it's about the collective coming together. They know it's really about collective economics. Mm-hmm. They know that.
Yeah.
So just pointing and, well, we got some people. Well, how about everybody? Exactly. For the most part. Like I said, we can't get that number down to everybody. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of these other ethnicities haven't went through the things that American Black or American African, however you want to say it, went through. Our existence here is unique from others. That's why we had the issues, and it's hard to untangle them. Mm-hmm. Because you ain't seen anything like this before.
Yeah, it was like a lot of mental, cultural destruction, things that we can't get back. You know what I'm saying? Just years of, being put down like that. That's not easy to bounce back from.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like a whole lot of mental torture. Like for the Jews, for example, they just off them. Terrible. That's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But they ain't just off some of us, hung some of us.
They tortured us.
First, they took our language, they took our religion, they took our history.
They had a handbook on doing it too.
Kept us separate. Yeah.
They got, look.
That's lasting generational setback type stuff.
Yeah. And this how wicked it was. They had a book that tells you how to do the stuff. Mm-hmm. And you could tell that it still has effect because what they say the outcomes of doing these things to the slaves, like, they give the instruction and then they say this is what it would do. It's still, you can still see it now.
Yeah.
So you can see black people right now shouldn't really be divisive about all this stuff.
Yeah.
Because really the truth is all this stuff, everything that we thought this country was about it done showed its face that to everybody. It's showing its face to everybody.
America done showed its whole ass.
It's showing its face to everybody. And now everybody feeling it.
Yep.
And you can't blame black people for this.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Like y'all say, man, look, man, we don't run anything. We don't own much.
Exactly.
We not up here making decisions.
Mm-hmm.
So who's to blame for this one? Let's stop blaming each other and figure out the answer to questions that we need to be asking each other, and stop being divisive. And I don't care if it's black against black people, black America against black American, or black America against Africans. All that stuff needs to stop.
We need to be united throughout the entire diaspora.
Yeah. That's what I'm for. I'm really about just everybody be cool. Really.
Yep. Yeah.
Everybody. White people included.
You know how they like to be included in shit.
I mean, they, from
look, I know.
I'm a broader standpoint.
Yeah, I'm just talking shit.
From a broader standpoint,
yeah,
they should be. But how they've been acting, or a certain amount of them with a certain mind frame, been acting. You made it divisive to where people feel like, I don't know, man, you not giving it to me. Maybe I should get it for myself somehow, some way. Or not include you, because if we include you, then you know what I mean? I think it apart.
That part, that's the part I want to capitalize on. It's not that we don't want to include you. It's just your tendencies. You have a habit of wanting to control and dominate and run shit. You can be a part of a conversation. Hell, you can even be a part of a collective. But understand that you may not always be at the top. You may not always be in the lead. It may not be you running the show. And if you are willing to accept that, then welcome aboard. But if you can't accept that, if you think that you are destined to rule by some divine entity who in your eyes is white, because there's so many people that think God is white and nobody's ever seen God. That's why nobody wants to include you.
Which is crazy to me, because a divine energy, like God, is God come before all of this stuff.
Exactly.
Before even color or race.
Realistically, God may not even have, I know what it says in the Bible, but God may not look like us at all. It may be something that
Jesus may just be a light.
Exactly. It may just be a light.
Jesus, or just, I've heard some people say consciousness. That's here and there, here or there. But you know, when people think like that, you gotta remind yourself that you talk to human beings, and
that's right.
The reason human beings will think God is white or think God is black or whatever, because we trying to come to grips of an understanding of what we kind of have an issue of understanding.
Something we can relate to.
We're trying to rationalize the divine. That's not something we're meant to do. That's not something we're meant to do.
So, like you were saying, as long as you can understand that you might not be number one at the time, how about take all that number one, number two out, and just live?
That's what most of us do. But you know,
it's just live. It ain't about. Truthfully, it ain't really about being the best, because you can gain all this stuff, and then when it's the fun thing about life is we come in here trying to get everything, we leave with nothing that we come here for.
Nothing. Can't take it with you. You said that in a bar.
All this stuff ain't gonna mean nothing.
Nothing.
You can try to be number one or whatever. You're gonna get that trophy, and you're gonna feel a way about having a trophy for a little while.
Enjoy the moment. Yeah.
But after the fact, it's gonna move on, and it ain't gonna be about that no more. And ain't nobody gonna care about it no more.
Exactly.
That goes to show it don't matter.
Yep. Well, that was well said, brothers. We're approaching the 2-hour mark, so we gonna wrap this up.
And, hey, we've been here for a week.
Exactly.
A lot to say.
Yeah, it definitely got enough to try to chop this up and put this out. But look, we've said what we had to say. We spoke our piece on this, and if you still take away from this conversation, you still feel whatever way you feel about us, that's something you got to deal with. We've explained in perfect English where we stand on subjects. I know I've expressed that personally. I know these brothers have as well. So at the end of the day, everything's up for interpretation. Everything is subjective. And all you could do is just try to live life the best way is you see fit. Be your best. That's not up to me to judge or determine what your best is, nor for you mine. So I know I'm waking up doing the best I can. I know these brothers are too. We have conversations off mic, and that's what we be doing. So look, we ain't gonna hold y'all up. We gonna get up out of here. We're gonna make an effort to see y'all next week, and just be safe out here. We don't know what to predict. We don't know what's gonna happen next. Hope the country can hold itself together. And like I always say leaving the show, just remember to love each other, take care of each other, and just be safe out here. And so with that, we bid y'all adieu. Peace out. See y'all next time.
Peace.
Peace.